Good morning, everyone. Thanks for taking the time to look at Capstone Interactive. I'm Edmund Salt, president of Whitehots. As you know, Capstone is a US-based publisher. It's been in business for over 30 years. It's well known for children's fiction and nonfiction books for school and public libraries. They approached us a few months ago to distribute their ebook product. They're based in the Midwest, and they do have some US-centric material, but the ebook offering has over 5,000 titles and still contains adequate, relevant material for a Canadian public library audience. I should introduce my colleague, Adam McNellis, who will be conducting the demonstration, and Shari Singh, who is helping us on the technical side and is our safety net. There'll be a short PowerPoint presentation giving an overview of the platform, followed by a demonstration on the live site. It should take about 35 to 40 minutes. If you have any questions, please use the chat feature at any time. We'll try to answer all your questions. Adam will now go through the details, but just keep in mind that this is a platform with no access or platform subscription. It is simultaneous user. It's a by title pub purchase that translates over the long term to a lower cost per circ business model. Take it away, Adam.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Edmund, and thank you everybody for joining us this morning as we review the recent product from Capstone offered through Whitehots, which is Capstone Interactive. And really what we're looking at are ebooks with audio, access, and selection. So the first thing I wanted to do was give you a little bit of an overview of what you can expect for us to cover today. We're going to start by answering the question of what is Capstone Interactive, the reason we have you all here today. And then we're going to follow this up with three of what would really be considered the primary features of the Capstone Interactive platform. And those are the audio component, the access to the platform, along with this fantastic selection of titles available. After that, we're going to make our way through a couple of the unique features, like the ability to create custom book lists, as well as the little feature that Capstone Interactive likes to call See, Scan, Read. After that, we'll have a quick look at a few additional features and make our way through a live demonstration of the Capstone Interactive platform. So the first question of what is Capstone Interactive? And Capstone Interactive is a children's ebook platform that has been brought to us by Capstone Publishing. What it does is offers a unique spin on how a child engages with an ebook. Capstone Interactive is also the largest selection of interactive ebooks available, with over 5,000 titles available today. And new titles are added to the platform every season to make sure that we always have the most available and relevant trends in books for children available to your users. So now we know what the platform is a little bit, I wanted to take a moment to talk about the audio component, something that really sets the Capstone Interactive platform apart. Every title on the Capstone Interactive platform has a natural voice audio read aloud that is really used to model pronunciation and fluency. This isn't the type of ebook where you have a sentence input into a computer that then just spits out a robotic voice to you. What this has is a real person sitting down and reading this book. When they're doing this, they're making sure that they're modeling pronunciation and fluency to help those young readers gain a better understanding. It's also worth noting that this read aloud function can be turned on and off because at the end of the day, we do know that children love to read on their own still, and we're not trying to in any way inhibit that. What we're doing is offering a supplementary portion, which is then able to assist them through the reading process. There's also a text-to-speech highlighting feature that highlights the words as they're being spoken to really help your users see and hear the words that are being put in front of them. Again, this is really to help on the modeling pronunciation and fluency for the young users at your library. Besides audio, another fantastic component of the Capstone Interactive platform is the access. The very first one you'll see here is unlimited circulation, and this is one of the fantastic standouts of the Capstone Interactive platform. When you purchase titles through Capstone Interactive, you own those titles. There's no expiration over time, and there's no expiration over a limitation of circulations for those titles. You own this book, and it can be checked out a few hundred times a year, every single year, in perpetuity. In addition, there are unlimited simultaneous checkouts. To exacerbate this to its furthest point, every single user in your library can check out the exact same title at the exact same time and have no issue or run into any limitations on resources or available copies for circulation. This also means that you never need to purchase more than one copy of a title, as it is always available with additional copies for your users to read on the Capstone Interactive platform. The next line, access in library and at home, should really be extended to include and inside the Wi-Fi enabled car and anywhere you have a local Wi-Fi available. Basically anywhere that your users have a high-speed internet and a platform that they can access the website through, they'll be able to use the Capstone Interactive platform. So again, the accessibility of this is fantastic, and it does offer a really great reach to make sure that you can reach to your users wherever they are. There's also an iOS application for iPhones and iPads, which does allow you to download the materials to bring you with you to read at later times when you do not have any internet access. Below this, you will see that the platform is available 24/7, 365 days a year, just to really make sure that it is always available for your users at any time of the day, wherever they are, they're able to get on and access their ebooks. I'd also like to mention that all of the content for this platform is housed in an ad-free, safe website. There are no external links that can lead them onto any questionable material on the internet or lead them through to additional pages or off of the website. Everything is completely, entirely contained in a safe space, but your users will not have any risk of running into any questionable content. I'd also like to mention that the program does offer responsive multi-platform compatibility, whether it be a laptop, a desktop, an iPad, or an Android tablet, or even a smartphone. Your users will be able to access the Capstone Interactive platform as long as they have a high-speed internet. Moving on from access, we would like to look at the available selection of titles. And it's important to note that there are over 5,000 titles available that kids love and that librarians trust. I'd like to highlight that the Capstone Interactive platform for titles has 2 price points. The majority of titles on the Capstone Interactive platform are $39.99 with no additional need for secondary copies, as there is always available copies for circulation through one copy being purchased. There is a second price point of $16.99, which is available for a select set of the Capstone Interactive platform titles called the Engage Literacy Program. These are titles targeting at a younger age, which are really based and are very similar to a PM reader style of reading development. If you're familiar with Capstone Publishing, you do know that they have a bit of a stronger emphasis on nonfiction compared to fiction. This is apparent on the website or on the platform as well, as you will see 65% of the content is nonfiction and approximately 35% of the content is fiction. They have some fantastic, well-known characters of the Capstone family, and they do include books on diversity, multicultural focuses, graphic novels, high-low content, and much, much more, just to really make sure that we have relevant material for all the users in your library. Now we've made our way through the 3 primary focuses or components of the Capstone Interactive platform, I did want to highlight a few of the unique features that they offer. The first one is the ability to create and share custom book lists. Using the administrative login, libraries are able to create custom book lists by topic, theme, season, really whatever you think would be relevant to your library, even ones to complement already started internal initiatives. And every time you make one of these book lists, you'll be provided with a unique URL that can be used to link directly to your list. The URL is really a great piece to help with exposure to your digital collection. You can share these inside of the library or in a newsletter. You could also share them through social media as a great way to really extend the reach of these titles and get that initiative into your users' hands. It's also a fantastic option to share these with internal program coordinators because it's a great tool for collaboration that can be relevant to many different initiatives throughout your library system. The next feature we're going to have a quick look at is something that Capstone Interactive calls See, Scan, and Read. And really the mentality behind this feature is that users can't read what they can't find. And what this allows you to do is print off simple 8.5 by 11 book posters that you can use to promote your Capstone Interactive ebook collection. You can post these inside of your library as a shelf talker or with your book displays. You can also include these in your monthly emails, really wherever you think that you can add some exposure to your users. You can customize your headline and really just make it a unique attention-grabbing opportunity to really stop and to collect your users' interest there. It's very straightforward. All the library would need to do is log into their administrative Capstone portal. Then they would select the book in the book list menu and simply print those pages off. You'll see they will appear as they are on the right side of the page right now with a barcode at the bottom of the page. Users can then download and open the iOS application, scan the barcode, and they will immediately have the e-edition pop up on their book, on their device. At that point, they're able to start reading immediately. It is important to note at this time, there is only an iOS application. In Canada, there is no Android application at this time. Moving on to a couple of additional features, I would like to highlight that the titles on Capstone Interactive do still contain your traditional book features like a table of contents, a glossary, an index, as well as author information. There's also reporting features that will let you gain a better understanding of the circulation of the materials and how many times your Capstone Interactive platform has been accessed over specific periods of time. Since the focus of the Capstone Interactive platform is children, the one thing to highlight is the ease of use navigation that has been installed on the website. Simple things like double-clicking to zoom, a full screen option, and a way to view your page progress and the ability to skip through pages is something that has been added to this platform just to make sure that everything is very intuitive for the young users of the website. This concludes our PowerPoint presentation of the Capstone Interactive platform. I'll now take some time to bring you directly over to the Capstone Interactive platform. When you go to My Capstone Library, this is the page that you'll receive here. We will be sending out trial details for everybody, so you can test this out yourself later in the day and through the end of May. But once you log in to the Capstone Interactive platform, this is the page that your users will land on. At the top, you'll see the option for a bookshelf and a book list. The book list page is where all of the custom book lists that your library creates would be housed. You would have a small section here that would just indicate the name of the selection. And using these filters, your users are able to filter it out to only show relevant book materials that align with their grade range. Going back to the bookshelf, again being the main page that you will land on once you log into the Capstone Interactive platform, this is where your users will spend the majority of their time. As we scroll down, you can see that all of the titles that are available for your library will appear in the main section of the page here. And at the top, you have the ability to filter the results here to sort them by popularity, which will pull up the most popular and engaged with titles first, or the newest titles first, which will have the newest titles that your library has purchased added to the top of the page. And then the third is alphabetically by title. Further over, we can see there is a visual search option. Since this is geared towards children, we've really taken a focus on adding in those visual cues. Clicking on this will allow your users to search by some visual cues here. We have nonfiction, which portrays a historic event taking place. We have fiction, which has a little bit of a mysterious look coming out of a book here. Graphic novels that are portraying a comic or a graphic novel. Recreational reading of a person playing, or some favorite characters. Again, this is really just to focus on having those visual cues available for children. Clicking into your selected category will then open a variety of subcategories as well, where you'll see some more corresponding picture tiles with relevant imagery. We can see that the animals section has photos of animals, while the sports shows a football. The shapes category shows a variety of shapes, and again, it is really just trying to sort out directly into these subject matters. If we click onto sports, we will see an additional subcategory come through. So it does really allow you to refine down to a much more specific subset of titles. So why don't we go ahead and select hockey. Once we've made all of our selections through the visual search, we simply click search, and we will see that all of the titles that appear here are titles that are related to hockey. They don't all have hockey in the title, but they all are related to hockey, and that is why they will appear in this section. Once we found a specific category of titles that we would like to read through, We can also work through our filter menu on the left side of the page. The filter menu will allow us to filter the titles by grade range, by guided reading level, by HEOS AR, as well as by lexile range. We can open the grade range and select a variety of grade ranges that we would think would be applicable. Perhaps we're looking at somebody in the grade 4 to grade 5 range, and we would want to include only titles that apply to those relevant subsets. We could also work our way into the guided reading levels and add in an additional subset of reading levels. You'll see that it does keep the original filters attached to your search results at this time as well. It does allow you to make sure that not only are we looking at titles about hockey, but we are looking at titles about hockey that are relevant for somebody in grade 4 and 5 and with a reading level from O to T. So really it is just to help make sure that we can refine those results by whatever would be the most relevant materials for the users inside of your library. After you've added any filters to your search results, you can simply click View All Books, and that will bring you back to your main menu page here. As you scroll down, you will see that the menu on the left, as well as on the top, will remain in place. There's also the option to search for books using a text search. You can search for generic terms, such as hockey, and have titles that will only appear through from those categories, but you can also search by specific characters, as well as by specific authors. We're going to go into here and we're going to type in one of the common popular Capstone characters, who is Yasmin. As we can see, there are a variety of titles that are available. Again, Capstone Publishing is an American company, so we do have English and Spanish title filters on the left side of the page. Unfortunately, they do not have French content at this time, so we are not able to offer any French titles through the Capstone Interactive platform. Now that we've searched for Yasmin and we've changed it to just our English titles, we can see a variety of them do appear in front of us. So we can go ahead and click on a title here. When you find a title that you'd like to read and you click on it, you'll immediately be brought to the summary information, which will provide you with a brief summary of the title that you have selected. Beside your summary, you also have the option to look at the Book Information tab. This is going to show you some basic information like the grade range, along with a Dewey number or letter, as well as any brand or series information, the language of the material, and also a runtime. The runtime is going to give you an approximate time that it should take for this book to be read using the interactive audio playback for the title. So this is just, again, to let you know how long you can expect this title to take to be read when it is being done through the auto read aloud function. Beside book information, there's also the More Titles from this Series tab. Once a user finds a book that they like, we really want to make sure it's easy for them to be able to find additional books from that series. Clicking on More Titles from the Series will display all the other titles from the same series that are within your library's collection. This won't show any titles that are outside of your collection and won't have any potential for the user to click on a book that they are not able to access. Any title that appears in this area will be accessible under the and it will only show the library's purchased titles. When you've decided you've found a title that you would like to read, you would simply click Play Book. Again, they really do keep all the steps through selecting and opening a book very user-friendly because we are making sure that this is accessible to children. When we click Play Book, we will be brought inside of the book and be given two options: to read the book page by page or to read the book all at once. Reading the book page by page just means that after every page, you would need to turn the page. There will be a small arrow icon on the right side of the page that you would click on to have the pages turn. Reading the book all at once will enable the autoplay feature, which will then read through and turn the pages automatically. It gives it a little bit more of a theatrical component, and it just it turns that story into a bit more of an engaging story without having to wait and click after every single page. At the bottom of the page here, you will see that a new menu opens up when you enter a book. The first option on this menu is the Page tab. This is going to show you which page you are on in the book. Since we haven't opened it up, you can see that we are not on a page yet, but as we do, as we make our way through the book, the pages will progress along this bar here. You can also click on the various pages through this menu here to access those pages directly and to jump to them. Beside the page button here, we do have the word highlighting option. You would click this button to toggle on or off the word highlighting function. As mentioned, when the autoplay is being read through, the word highlighting feature will highlight the word being said to help model pronunciation and fluency. The autoplay button will turn the book into a read all at once book, which means that the pages will turn for you automatically. As mentioned, you are able to toggle on and off the audio component. You would do that simply by clicking the audio button. The green button, or sorry, the green light here does indicate that the audio component is on. At the other side of the page, you have your full screen option as well as your contents. When we click on this, we can see a couple more of the interactive options for these titles. You can click here to go to do simple basic functions like go to the beginning of the book or view the copyright information or table of contents. We also have the option to click on the Think About It and Talk About It tab. This is going to bring up some thought-provoking questions that relate to the material that is being read. Below that, we also have the option to learn Urdu with Yasmin. This is really just to help our users read along and make their way through this book. Pakistan Fun Facts is the next category down. And since that is the background of the main character of this title, it has been added as an educational component, which provides interest to our users. Below this, you have the option to create a Yasmin bookmark. It's again just something that we find could be a fun activity for the children to engage with. Below this, you will also see information about the author, as well as about the illustrator, that you can click on to directly view this information. When you click on any of these sections here, you will notice that a revert button comes up at the bottom. Clicking this button will revert you back to where you had previously been. Now that we're ready to make our way through the book, we've worked our way through the menu, I'm all set to open up and start this book. When you click play, you will immediately hear the sound appear along with the natural voice read aloud. I would like you to pay close attention to the voice that is reading this out. You can hear some enthusiasm, you can hear a natural voice. It's something that it really creates a much nicer environment for reading the book.
Yasmin the Librarian. Written by Sadia Faruqi. Illustrated by Hatem Ali.
All right, as you can hear, a very enthusiastic voice, some fun music playing in the background, just something to really start off with getting the children engaged with the title page coming through. As mentioned, the autoplay button here will turn the book into read all at once. Since we are in page-by-page mode right now, we would just need to click this arrow to go to the next page. Before I do that, I'm going to click autoplay so that the remaining pages will turn for me automatically.
Chapter 1. The Helper. Yasmin's class lined up to go to the library. It was the last hour of the day. Everyone was tired, except for Yasmin. She was excited. She had a book to show the librarian, and it was her day to be helper. Come in, called Mrs. Kogo, the librarian. The library is waiting for you. The library was big and sunny. There were shelves of books everywhere. Yasmin, what's that under your arm? Mrs. Kogo asked. I brought my favorite book to show you. It's about cats. My Baba gave it to me, Yasmin said.
So as you can hear with the natural voice read aloud function, there is a lot of a difference. There's a great difference compared to what you might see on one of those robotic readback programs. Mrs. Kogo, the librarian, has a separate voice from what we're hearing for Yasmin. And it just goes to really add that theatrical and engaging component to help children to engage with the platform. As we make our way through the title, a word might be unfamiliar to the child. As we're working through here and get to the sentence, my Baba gave it to me, they might not understand what Baba means. Clicking in the contents, they can make their way to learning Urdu with Yasmin and can see the definition on this page here. Again, it's just to really help those children have that reference point, and then they can click on the revert button to go back to the page they were on and have the book begin right where they had been.
Come in.
So we don't need to make our way through the whole book. I do just also want to highlight the word that is being highlighted here is related to the highlighted word button here. You toggle this on and off to have the word highlighted as it is being spoken. Once you're finished with the title, you can simply click on the small X in this bottom left corner to exit out of the title. I do want to bring you through one more title here through a graphic novel, because I really find that with the Capstone Interactive platform, the marrying of the beautiful graphics and visuals in a graphic novel with that natural voice read aloud function really adds to the theatrics, and it really does create such a fun experience for the children. So we're going to make our way through Robin Hood Time Traveler for the first couple of pages here. I want you to, again, just focus on seeing that we really have those unique different voices. There's a separate voice that is doing the narration to the characters, and it does create such a fun and engaging book for the children. And instead of clicking page by page, where we would need to click the autoplay button, I'm going to click Read Book All at Once, which will then enable the autoplay automatically.
Robin Hood, Time Traveler by Benjamin Harper, illustrated by Alex Lopez. Introducing
Robin Hood.
Johnny. Mr. Prince.
Tuck.
Marion. Scarlet.
Year 2167. At just 12 years old, Robin Hood was already a tech genius. He invented time travel devices for a company called Time Minders.
Lousy traffic.
Robin also had another special job. He monitored the time stream. On his screens, he watched the same events take place over and over again.
We've got a time break in at Sir Isaac Newton's.
Roger, we're on it.
Time Minders made sure no one messed with history. One change in the time stream could alter the history of humankind.
Mission accomplished.
Good work.
Robin loved feeling like he was helping people.
So again, with that natural voice read aloud function and the variety of characters in a graphic novel, you can really see that that come to life with really creating that extra level of engagement and really, creating a unique theatrical experience in a sense for the users. That does cover everything that I wanted to highlight for you on the Capstone Interactive platform. I did want to mention one thing. We had mentioned at the start that there is no subscription fees or maintenance fees or anything like that. I did just want to highlight for you again that there really are no fees for this platform outside of the price that you pay for your titles. Again, as I mentioned by Edmund at the start, it is purchased by title. And it really is a fantastic platform. There's no maintenance fees or anything that would be provided on a yearly basis. You would just be paying for the price of your book, which is then owned in perpetuity. I would like to thank everybody for their time this morning. As mentioned, we will be sending through some trial details to give everybody an opportunity to browse the platform on their own, check it out, and we'd love some feedback of what you think and what you feel about the platform there. So thank you very much for your time today. I hope everyone has a great day.